Hi, this is Frank Myers, author of Big Muscles Forever, Long Lost Secrets from the Golden Age of Bodybuilding. You know, if you want to go back in time to what many bodybuilders and fans think is the greatest era ever of bodybuilding, then I've written a book for you. I've written what Joe Weider calls the Golden Age of Bodybuilding. You know, Joe Weider back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, up until now, published the premier muscle magazines, and what I did was I started to follow muscle building in 1965, bodybuilding, and I took the best magazine back then was Muscle Builder Power. I got a complete collection from back then till now, and what I did was I took the best of the best. I took you know, the best issues with the best articles, and I condensed them into an ebook. So you're going to be reading about guys that ruled the roost back then. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dave Draper, Frank Zane, Franco Columbu, Sergio Oliva, and on and on and on. Guys like Ed Corney, guys that are still training today. They must have been doing something right back then because they're looking good now. And whether you're an old timer looking to go back into time and read about your favorite stars, that the ebook's for you, or if you're a new guy that likes the old look better than the new look. Look, today's bodybuilders look great, but some people prefer the look that Arnold had back then, Lou Ferrigno, Frank Zane, the classic symmetry of Frank Zane. You know, if you're into the golden age of bodybuilding, you might like that look better, so you might as well train like they trained. And what was the best reporting source of how they trained? Well, that was Muscle Builder Power by Joe Weider. That was the only magazine on the scene at the time that really got into it. There were other good ones, but none that you'd wait at the book stand for hours for, like Muscle Builder Power. And what I did was I have some of the issues that I've highlighted, that I've written about. If you want to read about the lives, the loves, and the lifestyle of the guys back then, get my book. But here's what I want to show you, just some of the magazines I used to write the ebook. Here you have Flex. Now I'm saying Muscle Builder and Power, but they came up, due to the popularity of bodybuilding, they come up with a new magazine. And it's a first issue, the premier issue, with Chris Dickerson, Mr. Olympia, and what they did was they were going to put, they waited till the Mr. Olympia that year won the contest, and they put him on the cover. Let me move on to 1969, back to 1969, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, we all know him, and here you got Dave Draper up here in the corner. Another great issue. Let me go further. How about Arnold again with Franco Columbu? You know, Arnold used to always beat Franco in the Mr. Olympia because of the height differential. You know, Franco was probably as good as Arnold, but the big man always beats the small man. Okay, let me move on to one of the best writers in the sport. You got Ricky Wayne here, Rick Wayne. Fabulous bodybuilder, maybe even a better writer. So I've included in my book some of his training routines and summaries of some of the articles he's written. Moving on again, we got to cover the Blonde Bomber, early 70s, Dave Draper again, was in the film Don't Make Waves with the departed Sharon Tate. Here's a guy that you might not know about, but he called him the Little Big Man, Pierre Vandenstein. His routines were out of this world. You can tell the definition, the cuts, the muscle size, that this guy knew what he was doing, and he was 45 years old on this cover. Okay, I'm going to move to a couple more. Frank Zane again, greatest muscle building issue ever. I don't think they're lying. It might be the greatest muscle building issue ever. Again, Frank is still around. He's at frankzane.com, still looking good. Here you got Sergio Oliva. This guy was the myth, and he was called the myth for a reason. With about a 30-inch waist and a 58-inch chest, this guy blew him away. Arnold beat him for the Mr. Olympia, but many thought that shouldn't have happened. Guy was a phenomenal, almost like a freak of nature. This guy was so well built. And I'm going to finish up here with another greatest issue ever. This came out in 1977. You got Frank Zane, still looking good. You got Robbie Robinson, who's in shape in pushing 60 right now. He's in shape. You got Boyrico, not sure what happened to him. I'm sure he's still around. Ed Corney in his 70s, I believe he's still training and in shape. Not sure, but I know as of a few years ago, the guy was in shape. Now, you can do one of two things. If you're into this era, you can go on eBay and you can buy the collection for anywhere from $10 to $50 a magazine if you can find it. Or you can get my ebook. If you want to know more, I have about a 1-hour interview on the website. You know, look at the website, listen to the interview. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, get my ebook. There's a full money back guarantee. If you don't like it, your money will be refunded. And all I can say is welcome back to the golden age of bodybuilding. What a fantastic time it was.